Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today I'm so excited to share with you a new tangle from Debbi Minero called Mehi. Today, the time of this recording, it's Thursday, and that means it's Tangle Time Day. And oh my gosh, did we ever have so much fun with this gorgeous tangle! Um, if you are interested in seeing that recap, uh, go to the description section and you'll see there links to the step outs, my version as well as Deb's, and then below that there's a link to my website. If you subscribe to my blog, when I get the recap, they have the videos, screenshots, pictures from people that participated, sometimes before and after the event. It's just a really nice celebration of this tangle. So it's so much fun to premiere these, and that's what we do at Tangle Addicts. We celebrate them. All right, so this one starts off with an asterisk, which is a cross, and then we cross the cross, like so. Then, and actually I think I made this a little smaller than I want, so I'm going to do what I did earlier. And so our next step is we're going to do seed shapes on, around these spokes. And so you can always extend these out if you wish, but here's what I ended up doing. It's like, no, I want them to be like that. And I end up doing kind of a north-south. Well, when I turn my tile, it becomes north-south again, doesn't it? East-west. And if you're new to Zentangle, if you watch, the seed shape is a curved line going one direction and then it going the other direction. If you have trouble doing it under, like I just did, sometimes it's good, sometimes doing it underside, you can do it this way, going one direction. Turn your tile so that way your hand stays the same and you're doing the same stroke then, like that. Makes it sometimes a little bit more consistent. Like that. And then, if you want, you can extend those lines to the end. Up to you. All right. After this step, we're going to connect pairs of these so that, these two that are next to each other with a nice C-shaped curved line. And actually, I'm going to go the other direction, I think. Yeah, that kind of works better. It just depends. And what's neat about this tangle is you can start or stop. Not start. You can start anywhere. No. You can stop anywhere and go, oh, look at how neat that is. And it is. All right, so once you're done with those, then this shape is actually called the onion dome. The way I like to think of it, in Zentangle elemental stroke language, it's more of an S shape. But I think this first one will be it's backwards, and I'm drawing it from the bottom up. And so I'm going from the center of this curve line that we just did, like there, and I'm aiming for this to be the center, just eyeballing it. And then I'm coming up the other way, like that. I have been finding, and this is just me, a little bit better luck doing that. Normally, I would do it like this, and then just come down the other side. Whichever way works for you, it's great. But for whatever reason, I was really enjoying doing it, two separate strokes. Like I said, usually I do it kind of all in one, but and just focusing on coming from the center, aiming the curve line going up right to that center, and yeah, sometimes it's the coming down the other side that, my pen goes, ugh. Oh, this is turning out to be just the right size. One I did earlier, I did way, way too small. Actually, it would have fit. It was smaller than this. So funny. All right, then we're going to put kind of like the top of a heart, but it's two C-shape curved lines like that right in a row, but it looks like the top of a heart. So whichever way you want to think about it is good. And I'm here too. I'm aiming for that first shape to kind of hit that center, sort of. If I go slow enough and focus, I seem to hit it more often than not. But it's a Zentangle. If you miss it, it's okay. It all works out great. Because there's no such thing as a mistake in Zentangle. The only mistake, you know what? The only mistake is not trying. How's that? Okay. And that looks neat just as it is. But we have a couple more steps, which are kind of the decorating phase. But I like that Deb put these in here. So the first part, and in my version of the step out, she separated them too. She combined like step 5 and 6 on hers, and it's fine, and you can totally see it. It's good. I had a lot of boxes, and I was having fun doing this, so I'm like, I'm just going to do a whole nother new one, and then we'll just separate out all of these steps. So we're continuing, putting an additional seed shape. So we have a seed shape here, and what's nice is it's like just tuck it right in to this little crevice and that crevice. You can just trace over a little bit of both of those, and then like this one, when they're a little bit wonky, it's like, oh, that just makes it, disguises it. And something else that this lends itself to Zentangle being a meditative art or a mindfulness exercise. Doing the same stroke and just continuing around, and then take the next stroke and then continue it around versus because I could have done this and then the next steps all at the same time, but it is nice to just, that way you have your focus, your hand is thinking. We're putting little flux shapes or little tethered orbs, whichever way you want to think about it, teardrop shape, you could think about it, on either side of that seed we just did. But like I said, this is the repetition that helps with the, if you're doing this for relaxation and, like I said, meditation or mindfulness exercise, it's the repetitive strokes that gets you there. And so just focusing on one thing at a time and not worrying about anything else is key. All right. Then the last, step is we're going to just from the center of the I'm just going to call it the heart shape because that's what it looks like. Do another kind of it's an orb, but could be more of a teardrop shape. It makes it, if you do it, if you get it just right, not like that one. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do I was starting to do like take off and land, and I was doing here, and then I was going to loop around and go there, but that's how I ended up with that. So we're not going to do that again. But it gives that impression that you did that, because you could have done it all at the one time, but I like this better because it's, we're using all of those elemental strokes. And there we go. Is that just, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? All right. Now, and we've already done, all of this is essentially decorating, but you could do more if you want. For instance, I'm going to just add, I'm just going to do the lines instead of a line dot. I did a line dot in the ones I did earlier, so I can show you that. And it's fun to just change things up now and again. And it's just neat how just having that line or even the line dot, or the line dot dot. It just makes such a difference. There we go. Oh yeah, see that? It kind of carries that, balances it. Now for some shading thoughts. You know, and on this one, it depends on what you want, how your tile is speaking to you. It's like, well, what do you want, to pop out? What do you want to subdue or push down? And I'm going to do this. We're just going to put a nice circle of graphite right there in the center and spread it out just a bit. That's a nice start. And then let's put some at these tips, and I'm putting just a little bit because this is a little teeny tile. And let's just bring it out. And then, I want to bring some out from the other side there too. Now, because this is how one of the best ways I think to shade the seed shape is just to put a little graphite on either side. And so I usually bring it in towards the center about a third of the way. So you have, a third graphite, third natural tile color, third graphite. And as you can see, it gives it that kind of shiny, rounded look. And you could do, I wanted to try this on my other one, so I'm going to try it on this one. I'm going to go darker here. And because y'all don't mind if I experiment while I'm doing this. Oh, yeah. Because I don't want to have graphite remorse. So what I'm doing is I'm going darker here because I want those first seed shapes to kind of be on top. And if you think of the darkness that we're adding, the darkness pushes it down, and the light kind of brings it up. And I'm just picturing like layers in my head. If that didn't make any sense to you, what I just said. Like, oh, they're going to think I'm nuts. Well, that's okay. I am. And I'm good with that. Okay. And then here I'm going to be careful because I don't want to make any, I want to keep it dark on the inside of of these shapes and not have it. I want it to look a little bit different than the graphite that is in the seed shape. And so I'm just trying to keep most of that right there. Yeah, and you can totally see. Okay. It is different. And, the one thing, you can always add more. And I might try another trick. Just to make it a little bit more. And, and something else, too, as you're tangling, you can always go back and redefine lines. That makes them a little bit darker. You know what? Let's do that. Just so you can see. And you just have to be careful. Actually, I'm going to do, the two sides at once, and then I can just turn the tile less. But I will redefine lines. It's something like this where, I just want it to be a little bit more pronounced, or a little thicker without going, to a thicker nibbed pen. Or sometimes I just redefine because it's sloppy, and something about redefining the lines neatens it up. Like that. Okay. Oh, that's just super cool. And then, here, I'm gonna just do this. Because I might go back, but I just had this idea. On one of the tiles I'm going to show you from earlier, this is what I did this on all of the layers so that it gave it, so it looked like it's layered. All right. Oh, good. All right. So much fun. There's just something so neat, about tangles like this that we can have so much fun with, and they end up looking, more complicated than they are to do. Oh, I like that. Yeah, and just having, I was tempted to put some graphite here, but it's like I have so much, and I really didn't want to. Um, and it's neat to have just that row kind of sticking out. So neat. Oh, so thrilling. All right, so like I said earlier today, this was our focus of our Tangle time. This was done on a prepped tile. I did a class on, that's what I called it, tile prep, where we used a number of different things to create this background, and we were just really doing a lot of playing and experimenting. And I don't remember, I don't know, I didn't write down what this one was, um, but it was really, really neat. And anyway, so this one, oh, and I did not mention, if you want to go past this, you can. And I think I put that in my step out as well as Deb has that in hers on, where you would take it from there. And that's what I did on here because I started so small. So I continued and did some extra rounds of that. And it turned out really, really neat. And then here is the second one. This one, both of them I'm thrilled with. But this, again, another prepped tile, and using white jelly roll, and believe it or not, that is the light gray micron in these, center parts. Really, really neat. I did go over it twice, so it's a little bit darker than just one run, but I needed the lines to match up what I did up there, so. Just really, really fascinating. Neat tangle. And like I said, if you like to have fun playing with tangles like this, come and join us on Thursdays. Well, at least it's Thursdays in my time zone. We do have people that join us from all over. So if you'll have to, I can't remember. I'll have to look and see if on my website if I put the World Buddy time thing, but I'm in Eastern Standard Time in Michigan, so if you see the posts on Eventbrite, or if you're on Meetup, or if you happen to be on Facebook and see my Tangle Addicts page, it should show in your time zone in the day for you. So Thursdays, they're free. It's an hour. We play with the tangle, and then at the end we see what amazing things that everybody came up with, and it is truly, truly amazing. Oh, so cool. So join us sometime. Again, that information is on my website. So if you enjoyed this, would love to have you click like. Feel free to share it and leave comments. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. And if you're a subscriber to the channel, you'll at least, when I do the replays, I post them there first, because that's, I have to post them there before I put them on my blog. But yeah, and please check out the other links to my website so you can see when the classes are. You can see some of the other blog posts that I've done, and lots of other stuff. And if you happen to be on Facebook and want to have fun with other Tangle addicts, we would love to have you join us. The link is there at in the description section. And just to warn you, there's a couple of questions. I think I have 4 statements, but there's a couple of required questions for membership, just to let you know that. And I think that's it. So again, love to have you join us. What a fun tangle! So fun to premiere, a shiny new tangle with friends. It's so cool. All right. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.